like Moses that said to the Lord, when the Lord commissioned him to lead Israel to the promised land, Moses was terrified of the task. And he said, Lord, unless you go with me, I'm not going to go. He was terrified to move out in life on his own. And if you and I are going to be made strong enough to ascend in the spirit world, to take every thought captive, and to subject every thought that Satan tries to put into our mind and heart, if we're able to subject every thought under the feet of Jesus through the power that has been wrought within us, if we can do that, we will find ourselves ascending in the Spirit and literally reigning in life through Christ Jesus. And so I want to try to bring this story that we read about in the Gospels of Yeshua walking on the water to something that's applicable to your life. 7 times in the book of Revelation, chapter 2 and chapter 3, Yeshua said, he that overcomes will inherit these things. He that overcomes will be with me in the paradise of God. So what is it that we have to overcome? We have to overcome, beloved, in the thought realm. And so I want to encourage you to recognize that life's a battle. A lot of God's people are just looking to how they can experience pleasure, and they're trying to avoid the battle. But you can't avoid the battle. You've got to run into the battle. You've got to come to the realization and accept the fact you're in a battle. Satan is constantly bombarding you with lies. And he's constantly trying to appeal to our flesh, to do that which feeds the flesh but makes the spirit and keeps the spirit weak. He's trying to appeal to our selfishness. He's trying to appeal to thinking in a way that is not conformed to the law of the Spirit. So we have to recognize that we're having to choose every day whether we're going to sow to the Spirit or sow to the flesh. Whether we're going to be led by the law of the Spirit, or whether we're going to be led by our own selfishness and our own lust. And if we're willing to accept that battle and fight this fight and realize there's a choice that we're making all day long, every single day, what's going to happen is we're going to realize that we're in a war for the full sanctification of our soul. And in this war, we're going to find ourselves constantly crying out to God for help. And as we're crying out to the Lord for help, we're going to be strengthened by the same power that raised Messiah Yeshua from the dead. His power is going to be perfected in our weakness as we continue to cry out to him from the middle of the war when we're fighting the lust of the eyes, when we're fighting the lust of the flesh,